Oh god, wow, it started that early. Jeez. My god, the delay between starting the stream and doing and it going live is unreal. Jeez. Hello, everybody. Hello, Void Driller, Olga, Zarmegas. Welcome back to Chaos Head NoaH. Last time, Takumi went to a concert to gather more information, and he found. Oh, we can see the intro. That's why I started on this screen. Looks like there's Makima there. Oh, that reminds me of 428. YouTube when it was just starting out. So the pink-haired girl is Rimi. We have not seen her yet somehow. There she is with those terrifying eyes. Oh, there's another girl we haven't seen. Oh yeah, no, we saw her for like 2 seconds. Senna Aoi. Oh, and there she is, the fucking rocker girl. And they have like... They're all like magical girls somehow. And they fight each other. Wait, please wait on the start screen again? Again? Really? Again? Oh, and also welcome Sloom, Dustin, and Mainstreamed. Welcome to the stream. Wait, there's another opening? Might as well get them all done. Get this demonetization out of the way. There's more than one op? What the fuck? Like, that's the craziest thing. Like, from what I know of Science Adventure from Steins Gate, like, Steins Gate has some crazy shit, but it presents itself as a relatively grounded series. Like, and now we have, like, magical girls flying around? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, jeez. I would not expect that from the same series. Oh, hello, Keko. Welcome to the stream. Oh, here's another one. Ooh, a much more rocking opening. Oh, this one's so much classier. Ooh, wow, that was creepy. Jeez. Take the cell phone, Takumi. Oh, jeez, you're just floating there. Oh, God. You're all being cut. God. Jeez. So much blood. Like a... Oh, she's like an angel? Jeez. Oh, wow. Who the fuck is that old man? Ooh, there's... Ooh, yep, there's... Kiss of Death. All right, we may as well watch all the openings. Last time, yeah, Takumi got into the concert and he had another fantasy. I made it a good one, so unfortunately he's still being horny, but I think it's better than him being like, you know, I saw the image of her covered in blood in that scene. So I imagine that's probably what the alternative was. So, you know, better than that than the other thing. And you know, it's cool if he's interested in her. He's interested in 3D girls. That's pretty cool. Anyway, that, I think, hello Mystery Theater. We're watching the openings currently. Yeah, I was told, yeah, there's apparently from different openings from various releases. The original PC, the Xbox release, the Vita release, and this new port has its own opening. And, oh, the same one. Oh wait, is this the same one or not? No, it's not. It's this. Code sample. Yo, Hello Mirage! Kozue, yeah, that's the girl from out of town. And apparently she has a sister. Yua has a sister, I guess. Looks like she might have been killed and that's why she's investigating the murders, I guess. Just my theory based on this opening. Here's ISA. I think ISA is the coolest right now. And yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how there's fucking magical girl fights. Like, how does that fit in with science and with, like... And there she is, like, the opening. And the delusion becomes reality. The noids. Oh god, the noids! No! Oh no, the noids! The noids are back! We can't escape Domino's Pizza! Oh my god! How many more openings are there? How many more openings are there? That's right, Domino's Pizza, of course, Armagus. Oh, that's all? Okay, you have to unlock the other two. Okay. Oh my god, they took it out of the opening because that would have been fucking hilarious. Alright, let's get back to reality. Just checking. Yeah. I'll tell you exactly what happened. I reluctantly decided to go to school today, but before I knew it, I found myself going to buy a phone with my little sister. Finally! Thank you. Thank you. Fucking, I am so proud of you, Takumi. Hell yeah. I'm sure you don't understand what I'm saying, but I don't really understand it either. I thought I was going insane. Huh? What are you mumbling about, big bro? Well, either way, I asked you what you think of this one. So what do you think? I think I want to go home. Besides, how many times do I have to tell you that I don't need a cell phone? God, it hurts having a sister this brain dead. Well, at least you're keeping your thoughts to yourself. You shouldn't say bad things about your sister. When I got to school today, Nanami had made her assault right in my classroom. After happily saying, "Wow, you actually came to school today," she'd ordered me to go out and buy a phone with her once school was over. Once the bell rang, I tried to escape without her noticing, but I'd forgotten how quick Nanami was on her feet. So after being chased and easily caught up to, I found myself being dragged all the way to the front of the station. Hello, Emiya. Welcome to the stream. I didn't want to go anywhere near the station, and I felt like that the whole way there. Even now, I already felt like I was gonna throw up. I mean, Takumi, no one's gonna understand if you don't explain that you had a traumatic situation. You really gotta tell more people about this. Nanami, though, not giving a damn about what I felt, was busy admiring the many different models on display in front of the store. I tried to wrap my head around why exactly Nanami was so insistent about getting me a phone, but I just got a headache instead. Dude. Right. You told me that, Olga, that it's still hilarious that someone on the Japanese team thought the word paranoid was a pair of noids, and they decided that noid must mean like a delusion. But that's no excuse to keep that in the fucking English version. She thought I didn't hear it. Wait. Or didn't see it, rather. I tried to wrap my head around why exactly Nanami was so insistent on getting me a phone, but I just got a headache instead. Here, look at this one. Isn't it such a cute color? She got this one! Since she was asking for my opinion, I gave a simple reply. Takumi, dude, listen to me. Get the cell phone. In 10 years, you'll be frickin' pulling gacha girls from it. So, you know what? You should be fucking thanking her. That's fine. Actually, it might be a bit too cutesy for you. It doesn't really fit you, you know? Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, cell phone in general, I mean, oh god. See, it didn't even matter what I said. That would happen regardless. I completely lost track of how many times I said, "That's fine," by this point. She would ask for my opinion, but she didn't actually intend to listen to it. This is exactly why 3D girls suck so much ass. I mean, Takumi, you need to tell people that you're in a really traumatic state of mind. Like, she's not gonna understand that unless you say it. Here we go. Come on, here's your chance. Is everything okay, big bro? Are the crowds getting to you? How about we take a break at Mickey D's? Mickey D's? As in McDastardly's? That fucking prime hangout spot for DQNs? That place was hell incarnate! I finally shook my head no. Gotcha! Well, hurry up and pick one out then. Problem is I'm still mixed between this one and that one. That's true, Mr. 30. You can actually play before Crisis. Yeah, her eyes, yeah. Like, there's too much space between her eyes, unfortunately. I sighed, deciding to just leave Nanami behind and go home. While Nanami intensely examined the array of cell phones, I took my chance to slip away. Right as I turned toward 107, I saw something so strange it stopped me dead in my tracks. What was that? Across the crowds of people on the stairs of 107 stood a girl that stuck out like a sore thumb. Which one is it? Let's see. Oh, wow, we're gonna actually see this. Was she holding a sword? The color and art gave off felt somewhat similar to the mic stand Fess had been using at the concert. In fact, I'd say it was perfectly fair to think of them in the same vein. But even then, it was still one massive sword. It might have even been longer than Fess's mic stand. To my surprise, the girl was wearing a Suime uniform. I couldn't make out her face from this distance, but despite holding something so conspicuous, the girl seemed relaxed as could be. She simply watched the people walk down the street from top to stairs. Talk about bravery. I was seriously impressed. I couldn't believe she was walking right around smack in the middle of Shibuya with that massive toy sword. Must have had one hell of a humiliation fetish. Oh, God. Was it sort of cosplay prop from some new anime? I mean, that's probably what everyone would think it was. Then again, I was pretty familiar with all the anime that were airing, and this is before the anime fucking explosion of the 2010s. So it's actually fairly reasonable that someone could be fairly knowledgeable of basically every relevant fighting anime in the year 2007 that ever aired. Was there really a series with a sword like that? Had it slipped under my radar? Of course, walking around Shibuya holding one would be too much for me, but the sword itself was pretty damn cool. Kinda want to get one, honestly. I wondered if I could get one in Akiba. Even better if I could order it online. Big bro! I was suddenly struck with an elbow to the back! The pain almost made me black out and collapse on the spot. I turned out and around to find a Nanami with her hands on her hips, sullen as could be. Were you trying to run away from me? Ugh. I really love this expression, though. I love this expression on her. I really love how this is drawn. I mean, I know I took way too long to decide, and I'm sorry for that, but... That doesn't mean you can just go and leave me behind! Don't you realize how much that is? I lazily shook my head from side to side. You big jerk! I hope your phone hits you with so many EM waves that you die of kidney failure! The fuck was her deal? No, I feel like such an idiot for trying so hard to pick the right phone for you. She was really trying to help you out, dude. So I'm not even gonna try anymore. The same model as mine is good enough for a jerk like you. Hello, Shamiya, Beatrice, and Conway. Welcome to the stream. Nanami forcefully grabbed my arm. I'll make you sure you sign the contract today if it's the last thing I do! And until that phone's in your hands, you're not going anywhere! It is his sister, Conway. I get it already. Let go of me. Okay then, hurry up and move your butt! I didn't exactly have a clue why Nanami had gotten so worked up. She really was a pain in the ass. In the end, Nanami picked out a model with ease, as if she hadn't just spent 10 years trying to choose. After spending around an hour on the contract and other technical stuff, I tried to finally head back with my phone, but Nanami stopped me. I'll set up your phone for you. So why don't we stop by Mickey D's? Without waiting for a response, she grabbed me by the back of my collar and started dragging me to the nearest Mickey D's against my will. Oh, it's a Japanese style. Wow. Huh. Of course, it's Japanese style. It's in Japan, but I mean, like, it's interesting. Knowing you, you'll just chuck your phone into a random corner of your room without even bothering to turn it on. So I'll make things nice and easy for you. God damn it. How much longer was she planning to hold me hostage? And out of all the places she could have chosen to do it in, why Mickey D's? The inside of the Shibuya Mickey D's was the embodiment of chaos. There were shitloads of people, and none of them ever shut the hell up. The sheer amount of DQNs was off the frickin' charts. And the table right next to us, sat 3 DQN tier mothers with dyed brown hair. To make things even better, they brought their frickin' kids with them. They just left their children, 3 little crotch goblins with red highlights, to be specific, to run around the restaurant, squealing their heads off. Instead of controlling them, they just kept on shouting away. At a different table was yet another group of DQNs. This time made up of 4 high school guys, all laughing like obnoxious fucking pricks. Next, 2 high school girls, complete with baggy socks and dyed brown hair, sat opposite to each other, hyper-focused on their phones. They didn't even bother talking. Beside them was a snoring middle-aged businessman sitting down at his table, making it pretty freaking obvious he was skipping out on work. But what really made me double take was this table close by with a group of 5 elementary schoolers, some boys, some girls. They all sat there with their little school bags on the floor, heavy chatting up with each other as their legs swung back and forth beneath the freaking table. So, considering that it was a co-ed, was it a mixer? It was, wasn't it? Weren't they elementary schoolers? Well, regardless, the point is that as far as the eye could see, there were groups of people that I avoided like the freaking plague. Nanami had no problem relaxing at all at a place like this. Me, on the other hand, just setting foot in here only served to make my headache and nausea 1,000 times worse. Wait, why the hell did I have to play along with my sister and stay here in the first place? Hey, what are you gonna do for your ringtone? Got anything in mind? Without even looking in my direction, Nanami played around with my phone as she just prodded me for an answer. Oh my god. Can you even do that though in 2007? Takumi? Like, aren't they just like no, they definitely could, because I remember I was in college in 2007, and yeah, they had people had cell phones with like ringtones that were actually songs. Yeah, I forgot you could do that. I never ever went online with a flip phone, ever. I just used it as a phone. I only went online when I got my first smartphone with a. I just thought it was too much of a hassle, you like typing on a flip phone. It's just ridiculous. Pick an anime song. Overruled! Oh, come on! That's unreasonable. You should pick an anime. Let him pick what he wants. It's his phone. That's exactly why everyone calls you a nerd, big bro. Well, then pick the fastest song, then. You're the one asking me what I prefer! Come on, it's my phone. At least let me pick what I want. Oh, I know! How about we use the new Omura Carrera song? It's one of my jams! It's so good! Yeah, no. That's overruled. Yeah, I guess you're right. You're not really an Omura Carrera kind of guy, anyway. After showing how little she actually cared about what I thought, Nanami took a bite of one of her french fries. I should probably mention that this bitch asked for a fish sandwich combo before dinner, one that I had to pay for. I, meanwhile, was feeling so garbage that my appetite was long gone. Piece of shit sister spoiling her appetite and mine. Fucking bullshit, Sarah. I don't know what the fuck actually fucking hell. Hello, Saya. Welcome to the stream. Takumi is pretty funny. I really like Takumi as a protagonist. He's quite funny, and he's also someone I guess you want to root for to get better. Cause I don't know, I just feel very sorry for him. Oh yeah. Aside from that, for whatever reason, Nanami placed her bag on her lap and started digging through its contents. Where'd I put it? Oh, here it is. Then she proudly took out. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. A defective Garo Froggy. Hello, Zerayo. Welcome to the stream. That's a hilarious phrase. I could fix him, but what's wrong with him is funnier. It's not defective. It's the goggling Garo Froggy that came out last week. Huh? The what? No, but see, the reason why it's okay is because he keeps his worst feelings only to his thoughts. Like, unlike a lot of other characters like that, he's very tactful in that way. In that, unless he's really pushed, he keeps all his, like, his thoughts to his thoughts. Like, he knows, like, what's socially acceptable, like, to say, to a degree. To say out loud, to a degree. And that's why, like, I think that's a big part of why he's a lot more likable than, like, say, someone who would just be saying all this shit out loud. Like, I would know of, like, a lot of protagonists, like, of various shows or things that I've seen, like, would just say all these things out loud rather than just thinking them. And it's making actually a big difference. Exactly, Olga. Like, everyone gets horrible thoughts every now and again, as long as you don't act on them. Exactly. So it's kind of realistic. Yeah, Daru is worse at that. Yeah, Daru says a lot of shit he should not say. Like, seriously. You didn't know? You really do live under a rock. They release a new Garo Froggy every Friday. They've made 12 different ones so far. Oh, I wonder if anyone in the show has collected all 12.
Seriously? Was there really enough demand for weekly releases? The one that I have on my phone is the first one. The ordinary Garo Froggy. They kind of remind me of the mascot from Ace Attorney. Oh my god. The blue badger. After that was the Fatty Garo Froggy, then the Rugged Garo Froggy. Without skipping a beat, Nanami recited the names of the various Garo Froggies. Fourth with the Smooth Garo Froggy, fifth with the Shining Garo Froggy. And sixth was the most popular, the Cat Garo Froggy. Dar's a character from Steins Gate, Conway. Oh my god, I was gonna say Burning Garo! Thinking the Spooky Garo Froggy, the Sleepy Garo Froggy, the Burning Garo Froggy, the Zombie Garo Froggy, the Drunk Garo Froggy. How the hell did she remember all of those? Come on, Takumi. You, an otaku, should know how she remembers all those. It's because it's something she really likes. Hang on. She... have you collected all of them? Well, duh! There's no point if you don't collect them all. That's why there's such a huge line to buy one every week. For a half-assed piece of garbage like that? To be honest, even I could shit out a better design. So why don't you? Can you draw? Can you draw? Exactly, gotta catch them all. Can you draw, Takumi? I can't draw. I wish I could. Wait, why'd she even decide to start lecturing me on Garo Froggies to begin with? So yeah, I'm giving you this goggling Garo Froggy. Huh? Why? Oh, but that was when he was a little kid, Olga. If you hang it on your phone, I bet you some of the girls at school will give you the googly eyes themselves. Ah, you're being a wingman. After saying that, Nanami started to put the strap on my phone. I don't want that. The fuck? There's no point if you don't collect them all, right? If you give me that, your collection won't be complete. She probably got two. Yeah. Oh, don't worry about that. I bought two. Did you buy two every time, or? I was starting to seriously doubt her aesthetic taste. Look at how fucking nice she is. Takumi, I think you can confide in her. I don't know. It's like, it's so weird just, again, seeing sibling relationships portrayed in fiction. I'm constantly reminded that my relationship with my sister is not apparently how it usually goes. And I am forever grateful that my sister is is and has always been one of my best friends. Like, we confide in each other all the time. Nah, just this time. I bought an extra one for you on your phone, big bro.
わざわざ
Purposefully?
わざわざ
Purposefully. Having now finished attaching the strap, Nanami gave a satisfying nod before wrapping her mouth around her soda straw. Then she suddenly leaned forward, starting me.
別に並んだのはお兄のためじゃないよ。
Although it's not like I stood in line for you, just for you or anything, Baka.
あくまでついでなんだから。
I just did it because I could. That's all.
いらない
I don't want it. Come on, just take it and put it away later. What? Still looking forward, Nanami opened her eyes wide. She looked like she might throttle me at any moment.
いらないってナナがわざわざ買ってきてあげたのに。
You don't want it? Even though I purposely went out of my way to buy it for you? I mean, well, did you? I mean, you did buy an extra one, but it was just the extra. You didn't you were gonna buy one anyway. It's a very nice gesture, but it's not that much of a big deal unless they cost a lot of money.
ついでだったんだ
You said you just did it because you could.
っていうか僕ゲロカエルとか興味ないしむしろキモいし
Besides, I don't care about Garo Froggies. If anything, I think they look horrible.
だからお兄は上司にモテないんだよ。
Dude, she's trying to get you laid. Come on, you gotta think out of the box. This is where you're not popular with girls, big bro. I'd almost expected her to slap me. But surprisingly, Nanami managed to rein in her temper and sit back down. Then, instead of taking her anger out on me, she started nibbling on a fry as she sulked.
でも抵抗しても無駄だからね。ギョロリゲロカエルンもうくっつけちゃったもん。
Well, it's not like there's any point in resisting. I've already put it on after all, so just fucking deal with it. She sure was acting like the queen of everything. Like that Hatsune Miku song. Then again, I knew jack shit about cell phones, so it was true that Nanami knew best here.
もし勝手に外したら毎週並んでもらうの刑だからね。
And if you even think about taking it off, you'll be the one standing in the weekly line. Got it?
並ぶって何に
Weekly line? For what exactly?
決まってんじゃん。新作ゲームを買うための行列。2時間待ちとか普通だから。
Hello? So you can buy the new Garo Froggy? The whole thing usually takes a couple hours. Not a chance in hell. No way was I gonna let my sister hit me with a threat like that. Yeah, Nanami, if you hadn't threatened him, I think it would have gone over a lot better. For a while after that, Nanami wordlessly continued to fiddle around with my phone. I wasn't particularly picky about whatever she was setting up, so I was honestly grateful for the silence.
なんだか変な気分だな。
To be honest, this all feels kind of strange. Next time she opened her mouth, her sullen demeanor from before completely disappeared. I guess she only needed a few minutes to forget annoying shit instead of having to sleep it off. Talk about easygoing. In a way, I envied her.
うんやっぱ変だよ。
Yep, it really is strange.
お兄とこうして2人で出かけるのって久しぶりな気がするもん。
Feels like we haven't gone out like this in forever, big bro. Oh, so you used to? Well, that's cool. Interesting.
つい来かな
What changed?
よく思い出せないや。
That's cool. Me and my sister always went out to places. Back in the day. I remember when we went out to catch a midnight showing of the freaking of like I think the third Predator movie, because my sister loves like stuff like Alien and Predator. And we also, you know, I took her to freaking TGI Fridays to do that freaking secret thing where back in the day they used to have a survey on your receipt that if you that if you filled it out, answered the survey on the phone, you could write down a number on the receipt and they would give you a free appetizer. So we constantly did that every single time, and we like ended up just paying like $10 for like 2 appetizers each time to eat at TGI Fridays, and we saved a ton of money. And yeah. So yeah, that was always pretty fun. I wonder when the last time we did something like this was. I actually can't remember. You're always cooped up in your room watching anime and playing games, so I guess it only makes sense. But yeah, doing this every once in a while is nice. Gotta shake things up, you know? It definitely sucked doing this every day, though. Even for me. Help! Nanami placed my phone on the table and picked up her fish sandwich. She happily undid the wrapping, then heartily sank her teeth in. Come to think of it, I feel like she said at one point the fish sandwich here was her favorite food. Oh, I hope you didn't say that loud enough for her to hear. Have fun in getting fat, cow. Uh-oh. Nanami instantly stopped moving. She glared at me menacingly. Uh-oh. Then after hesitating for a second, she bashfully held out her half-eaten fish sandwich. It is a burger. But, like, a burger is a type of sandwich. So, like, every burger is a sandwich, but not every sandwich is a burger. Want the other half? You're already too late there. Oh, so the art is different from what they... Huh? Seeing stuff like that'll make all the girls hate you. You better keep that in mind, you big jerk. Yes, oh my god, I was thinking the same thing. The girl who was just eating a whole head of lettuce with ketchup on it. Just like a whole lettuce with like ketchup on it. That was fucking hilarious. That is one of the most what the fuck CGs. Nanami ended up finishing the fish sandwich on her own. What a fucking fat ass. It's one sandwich, dude. After that, Nanami held me hostage with hours of useless chatter. By the time I finally had my phone back, it was already dark. It had been a long, painful few hours, but eventually I was able to get away from Nanami and start heading back home. Fall seemed to be in full swing now, with the night breeze carrying a slight chill, one that soothed my headache and nausea. Those two things never failed to torment me whenever I spent a long time in crowds. Honestly, Nanami, kill yourself. Okay, don't actually, but still, kill yourself. I'm glad he doesn't, he's clarifying he doesn't actually mean it. She only ever thought about herself. She probably didn't even have a clue about how much torture she constantly inflicted upon me. If I had the option, I'd love to snap my new phone clearly in half right now and throw it in the nearest trash can. Wasn't like I bought it with my own money after all. Takumi. If I actually did that, it wouldn't just be Nanami that come to my base, but my parents too. And then without picking up on a damn thing, they'd just go,
Oh, since you broke it, let's go and buy you a new one.
like the idiots they were. Fucking hell. Thus, I reluctantly suppressed my urges to smash the damn thing. I need to get home and quickly. I could hear another night of ESO calling my name. Not a single day had passed recently that I'm filling with endless anxiety. I really hope my peaceful everyday life would hurry up and come back already. That's not gonna happen. And that night, another grotesque case occurred. The fourth new-gen case. Like always, Grim laid out the details to me when I was playing ESO. Sup, Grim? A bit later than usual today, eh? Oh, shit, fuck. Whoa! 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 That's crazy. Whose eyes are those eyes? I couldn't believe my eyes. Why did Grim know that phrase? It might have been written on the killing. I was completely taken aback. My fingers trembled on the keyboard. I didn't even know where to start with responding. Hell, even just looking at what he typed nearly took everything out of me. The fourth new gen case happened. Been following the shitstorm this whole time. Things be really heating up in Shibuya. This one's really seriously fucking crazy, dude. Lol. The victims, of course, had the blood completely drained out. They found them dead in the Cashier Station bathroom. The corpse was really something. Skin had turned green all over. Freaky, seriously goddamn freaky. Lately, we started thinking the occult theories might be true, TBH. There's no way a person could do this. No, I don't think Grim is... No, I don't think that theory is correct, Conway. It was Shogun that the girl said might be Takumi from the future, or rather, a different personality of Takumi. You should ask him how he knew that phrase. I bit my lip as I watched the messages flow. My imagination came very close to forming an image. I was just barely able to keep that delusion at bay. I took a gulp of cola from the bottom to calm myself somewhat. Damn that Grim. He had to be ambushing me like this on purpose. Huh? New reaction? Ooh. I wonder if we'll ever get to meet Grim. How do you know so much about it? You're talking almost like you were there. Well, something like that. Also, I get you're still not interested in this stuff, Nightheart? New gen and all that jazz. Not enough to follow it. Too busy grounding in ESO. Never change, old lightning fast Nightheart. Oh, come on! A true video game ad. Oh, I didn't really want to talk about New Gen, so somehow I managed to fool Grim into bringing that topic to an end. Okay, I just want to see, like, why is that a special phrase? Oh, yeah. That's the JoJo reference. Another JoJo reference. I get it. Yeah, Daru also used it in Steins Gate. I remember now. Yeah, okay. Often used sarcastically in reference to negative characters such as pettiness. Choose. Yeah. Okay. By the way, take a look at this. Okay, let's see. 2 HTTPs. Oh, it's because of its archive. What do you think? Oh boy. I'm sensing some serious bait. Great bait, mate. I rate an 8 out of 8. Last time he done this, he acted like with some gory shit, only for it to be a random dumbass meme. This time could be very well the opposite. Huh? Seriously, you don't know about it? About what? Are you actually a wrong sider, Nightheart? Come on, they don't define that! Out of all the fucking terms! What does that mean? Fuck off. Seriously! They have to define the self-explanatory video game addict, but they don't define wrong sider? Wait, what does that mean? God damn it! Seriously! Seriously! Ah! Fuck off. Fine, what is it? What if I said it's related to your precious seroton? Ugh, for real? Then I had to look! I wonder if Takumi would look. If, someone said, look, seroton's behind you. Crashing. Oh yeah, what?! They have to define crashing, but they don't define wrong sider. Seriously? Seriously? Who do they think is reading this story? As far as I could tell, the URL looked like it linked to some auction page, so it probably wouldn't crash my browser or hit me with anything mentally scarring. Slightly excited, I opened the link. Type B blood and shorts. Oh, interesting. Huh. Oh, so yeah, this person might have sold the blood. Might be selling the blood. Oh wow. Taboo auctions. It's certainly a taboo auction. Huh? TP blood in short supply. It felt like I'd seen that title somewhere before. May have been deja vu again. Anyway, more importantly, where's that fab-worthy seroton dick? I spun my mouse wheel and scrolled down the page. Oh god. He's all greened up. I could tell at a glance the image that came out of my monitor was obviously gore. I averted my gaze to my left monitor in a panic, then quickly closed the browser. The gore had only been on my screen for less than 3 seconds, and the time I spent actually looking at it was even less than that, but even so. It's a picture of the course in the 4th New Gen case, before the mass media started reporting on it. It's being sold on the auction like it's totally normal, like putting a price on the victim's tragic state itself. So basically the seller is 100% the New Gen culprit. Isn't that insane? The seller's name is Vampire. Well, actually, it's probably just some throwaway. Even so, this already caused a total shitstorm online. Posted all over tons of image boards. There's even memes. It's like Rule 34, people do this shit way too fast. Lol. Oh yeah, did you notice the dying message in the I didn't see it. It was flashed by too quick. Dying message? It's written on the wall with the victim's blood. Still can't believe it's there. The culprit probably did it for shits and giggles. Hello, Nightheart-san, you still alive? Is your comp frozen? I mean, you can't answer that question with a yes, but... Dying Message. I had only seen the image for an instant, and yet...
ゲームだ。こんな世界は虚構のゲームの世界に違いないんだ。
This is a game. It can't be real. This world can't be real. This has to be a game world! The victim's last message, written sloppily in deep red blood, had been burned into my mind. Really? That's what he wrote? Oh no, that's not. No matter how much I tried not to think about it, the letters rose one by one on my closed eyelids, urging me to read them.
なんであの言葉が
Is it who eyes are those eyes? Probably. I mean, Shogun sent that phrase to you. It's probably Shogun. Go to the fucking police. How is that phrase there? I knew those words all too well. Yep. Words I often murmured to myself. Words I asked nobody in particular. The words Grim had first said when I first jumped on ESO. It was like they were everywhere now. Those words I had never actually said to anyone throughout my entire life. Yep, there it is. Click me. Ooh, Shogun! Probably the mastermind. Late night Shibuya 4 a.m. Despite being named the city that never sleeps. Oh, it's also, I guess, another city that never sleeps. Very few people were currently present at its most popular locale, Scramble Crossing. Instead, many taxis were parked in their place, ready to carry away the drunks unwilling to wait for the first train of the morning. A generous amount of the drivers were reclined in their seats, napping. The more diligent drivers leaned against their steering wheels as their eyes stared idly toward the hotspots, the most frequent ones being Sentry Guy and the 107 building. However, they were not trying to ascertain whether any or not any of the passers-by were potential customers. Instead, they focused intently on the movements of the sanitation workers, who had arrived about 30 minutes before. The 5 to 6 men were thought to be sanitation workers due to their yellow armbands, each of which had sanitation reporter written on them. Interesting. It was very likely that without the armbands, no one would recognize them as such. Ooh, yep, the MIBs here. For there was something particularly odd about the men. They were all wearing black suits. Furthermore, ever since their arrival, they had yet to show any signs of cleaning at all. Instead, one man held a strange instrument resembling a pendulum. The surrounding men appeared to be measuring something. Oh, it's like psychic power or something, right? This was not restricted to just one area, however. From the center of Scramble Crossing to the very edge, they left no spot untouched, writing all their findings down on various scraps of paper. Even now, they were taking measurements from directly beneath the traffic signals, silently observing the movements of the pendulum. At last, the instrument let out a small chime.
地点 L2-8 0.62 メガ GE ハイスコアです。
Location L2-8 0.62 mega GE. High score yet.
There we go. Mega GE is the psychic energy, I guess.
先月より38ポイントもアップか。思った通りだ。
It's risen 38 points higher than last month. Just as expected.
But there was no one present in the early morning Shibuya to pay attention to the odd mumbling and behavior. The taxi drivers would speed off as soon as patrons boarded their cars. quickly forgetting about the mysterious sanitation workers. The drunks were hardly conscious, leaving them unable to see anything around them to begin with. Female nightlife workers who had just clocked out, finally free from the stress of smiling at repulsive drunkards, jumped into taxis to get home as soon as possible. Thus, not a single person was around to notice that the government had not scheduled any plans whatsoever for cleaning to take place that morning. News bearer. Yes, sorry, I guess the jump button was just a delusion. Even after the weekend had passed, the uproar brought on by the fourth New Gen case, now dubbed the vampire incident, hadn't even come close to calming down. A man's corpse had been found with all its blood taken out, leaving the surface of the body a sticky, inhumane shade of green. It had been discovered in a bathroom at Shibuya Station, part of the Inokashira line. In addition, it was uncovered that a photograph of the corpse had been posted to an online auction, and considering the abnormality and brutality of the murder, it was inevitable that both the mass media and that channel jumped on it. Special attention had been paid to the headline of the auction page, which read, "Type B blood in short supply." Is that even true? Tissue packs advertising an upcoming blood drive had been handed out in large quantities in front of Shibuya Station a few days prior to the incident. Oh boy. And the exact same message had been written on them. Interesting. I had one of those tissue packs on hand. Reading back over it again now. The insanely strange words didn't read like an ad for a blood drive anymore. Oh wow. I wonder, oh wow, are we gonna get clues or some shit? They read like some kind of advanced message of the crime. The police had supposedly been searching for the part-timers handing out tissue packs, but they had yet to find any of them. However, there was one area where the vampire differed pretty heavily from the previous cases. While there had already been elements of it in the crucifixion case, the intent for it to be a theatrical crime was much more obvious with this one. A few media outlets have been clamoring for increased police presence via patrols, or for a late-night curfew for people under 18. The number of young people visiting the city showed no signs of declining. They were just as packed as usual, with people flooding every nook and cranny of Center Guy and Scramble Crossing. The internet was so thirsty for news. A group of people trying to be Snake had snuck into Shibuya late at night to post live updates. And there have been a phrase that was trending among the city's younger population. Oh god, no, everybody's saying it! Ah, shit. Whose eyes are those eyes? It wasn't just online either. That voice had penetrated the ranks of each and every DQN walking around Shibuya. Shibuya, goddammit. On that channel, it had become common practice to tack the phrase onto anything, regardless of whether it was related or not. Freaking posers. They stole it from me. This week's episode of Bloodtoon won't have much Seroton, whose eyes are those eyes. That doesn't make any fucking sense. This new patch's weapons are so weak they're actually unusable, whose eyes are those eyes. What if it's like a fucking magic spell? You shouldn't be doing that. Oh no. What whose eyes are those eyes is that from? Oh god. And so on. Oh, it is Takumi narrating. To people my age, New Gen was probably just something new and exciting to follow. The newest shit show to obsess over. But to me, it was the most aggravating thing possible. Yeah, that's what I think too, Voidweller. Regardless, a whole 3 days had passed since the vampire case, so I've been able to calm down a little. Of course, there was still nagging uneasiness in the corner of my mind, but by losing myself in ESO over the weekend, I'd been able to temporarily forget all about that irritating, inexplicable garbage. Even though I'd had to go to school today, I've been able to get through my classes by either sleeping through them or thinking about the stats and frame data of ESO's rarest items. Wow, power player. I guess I leveled up a bit. Shady Corp. And so on my way home from school, I stopped by a cafe. For the first time in a while, made me happy to see the room I usually used, room 37, was vacant and ready for me. Mindora. That's a cool, like, fake Windows logo. I like that. The last time I set foot in it was at least 2 weeks ago, meaning that this was the longest gap I've ever had between visits. The sour breeze floating from the air conditioning, the manga stained with the smell of tobacco. How comfortable it was to sit back in that recliner. Snores of old men cutting through the silent, still air. It all provided with the store's interior with an aura of pure nostalgia.
ルーム37の PC のチャットログを調べさせてもらいました。
Oh, yeah, you should check them. I inspected the chat logs on room 37's PC.
そこから分かったことは、
And that's when I realized
あなた一人の自作自演。
both members of the chat log were you.
将軍は
This Shogun
あなた自身。
is you. Remembering Yu's words, I cautiously glanced over at the neighboring room 36. I made sure no one was there when I entered the cafe, and since I wasn't hearing any noise, it was probably still unoccupied. Didn't stop me from being anxious about the possibility, though. I got up and slowly peered over the divider, and I saw that room 36 was still empty. Relieved, I sank back into my recliner. I hadn't seen you since then. We were in different grades, and I didn't even go to school that often, so it made sense why we hadn't come across each other.
ユアの妄想はすごいよ。
You always got some incredible delusions. I couldn't help but pity her. She was clearly sick in the head. I'd be better off just leaving her be. Besides, meeting her had all been a freak accident. Over the past 2 weeks or so, I'd been dragged into all sorts of random bullshit. Before then, my everyday life had been completely vanilla, and Misumi-kun was pretty much the only one who talked to me. Misumi-kun is so nice. So why was it that basically doing nothing but weird, inexplicable bullshit have been happening to me recently? Oh god, I didn't need to do that. Whose eyes are those eyes? I wanted to avoid thinking about that garbage as much as humanly possible. That dying message had to be just a coincidence. The words were all pretty common after all. If I thought of it, there was no reason someone else wouldn't have been able to as well. Exactly. Although I think Shogun is absolutely related to you, like maybe not familially related, but related in some way. I had no interest in who that message was aimed at. No, I couldn't be interested. That was what I told myself anyhow. Uh-oh. Suddenly something started ringing nearby. I jolted up in surprise and shudder ran through me as I stayed rooted in my recliner. Yeah, that's why it's a scam, Hollow Mirage. 500,000 yen, that's like, yeah. That's an incredible amount of money. That's why it's a fucking scam. It's the sound of a phone ringing. But whose was it's yours, dude. Because the store was so quiet, the electronic sound rang out all the louder. I looked around, but I couldn't locate a phone anywhere.
もしかして
Wait, maybe it's... A thought came to mind, and I finished around in my bag. Sure enough, the ringing was coming from the cell phone I just bought a few days prior. I glanced warily at the LCD display. Normally, the caller's name would be displayed there. Designing the something. Was it a good idea to answer? I didn't like talking to people that much. Probably not. Who the hell was calling me anyway? I hadn't told anyone my phone number yet. That's true. I was wondering that. It was probably Nanami. Someone for or it's like some hacker. The only people who knew it even existed were my family, with Nanami's nosy ass making sure to put them on my address book. One of the people who registered in my address book called, their name should be on display, meaning that whoever was calling wasn't a family member. Oh, it's a hacker. I wonder if it's Shogun. Oh boy. So, who was this? The phone kept on ringing persistently. Did people who had phones usually force people to listen to the ring for this long? I'd never used one of them before, so I wouldn't know, but it was incredibly annoying. To suddenly invade someone's privacy like this, cursing them with an obnoxious ringing until they picked up. A socially acceptable way to invade someone's privacy. That was exactly why I didn't want one of these stupid things. Oh, it stopped. What? They're gonna fucking message him. Relieved, I checked the screen again. Missed calls 1 was displayed on it. I had no interest in returning this rando's call, so I decided to leave it be. What, you're not gonna explain what a rando is, game? How will I know? It'd be a pain in the ass if this happened again in the future. So I should really figure out how to stop my voicemail. So I guess it's not like nowadays where you have an automatic voicemail. It just has like the generic computer voice. Cell phones were such a pain in the ass. I didn't even like phones to begin with. I mean, come on, they were freaky as hell. How are you exactly supposed to know the person you're talking to and the other one was the actual person you thought it was? Because of their voice. With how prevalent fraud was nowadays, were people actually taking the proper measures to make sure they were talking to the right person? I couldn't help but wonder how people would have actually able to calmly have a conversation with someone who might be an impersonator. Even if I understood the gist of how it worked, it was hard to believe that my voice could somehow reach distant places through a phone line. When you talk on the phone, your voice is temporarily converted into electrical signals. They pass through the phone lines until they reach the recipient, where they are then restored back to normal. That's when they become audible. In order to talk on the phone, you need to go through this conversion process at least twice. With a cell phone, your voice is first converted to electrical signals. Then it travels to a nearby base station via radio waves, which then run through normal phone lines to the switching station, then to the closest base station to the recipient, before finally arriving at their cell phone right after. It was a bizarre, complicated process. I assume this is going to have something to do with how the psychic powers work, because why is he, like, so afraid of phones like this? Like, why is he over-explaining this? So I assume, like, how the power system works is going to relate to this in some way. If my voice was replaced by electrical signals, could the other party really hear my voice word for word exactly as I said it? In fact, wasn't it possible that in the conversion process, my voice and my words could be transformed into something completely different? For instance, if I called Nanami, but instead of connecting to her, connected to some strange, shady facility. And there I would end up talking to someone I'd never met, who's only pretending to be Nanami. Maybe they wouldn't even be a person, but a computer instead. Dude, you are at least 20 years away from AI being able to do stuff like that. Don't worry, man. That was a big reason why phone calls freaked me out so much. They were even scarier than talking to someone face to face. When I'd logged into ESO's Liselot, as was often the case, 3 hours passed by in the blink of an eye. It had been 2 weeks since I'd last used her, but she made for pretty good support, so I was feeling pretty satisfied. I think, Olga, it's because he's not as sus about chat rooms, is because he's talking to people that he's never met anyway. I left At Cafe in a good mood and started heading home. Center Guy was as packed and noisy as usual, which irritated me. The bright lights illuminating the streets from various shops made it hard to believe it was nighttime. And at the end of the well-lit road, despite the crowds, I clearly saw her, causing me to stop dead in my tracks. That one girl. Ooh. Oh yeah, the one that we barely saw. In the still no pink-haired girl. Wow. They sure are saving her. My God. In the midst of so many people, she glared directly at me. Right smack in the middle of Center Guy, where people were coming and going without reprieve, where it's difficult to even walk straight. She stood still, resting the gigantic sword she carried on her shoulder. The spectacle was completely absurd, and yet no one paid her sword any mind. Well, they probably thought it was just a cosplay prop. The stream of people fled right past her with no change in demeanor. She was the girl I'd seen at 107. She had been there when Nanami was dragging me around to buy a cell phone. Shape of her sword, her Suime uniform, her long black hair, everything matched perfectly. Back then she'd been standing at the top of the stairs in front of 107, watching the passers-by come and go. And I remember the sharpness of her glare. I had met her once before at school. She had these almond-shaped eyes and clear-cut and model-like features. And yet, they only served to make her seem all the more unapproachable. It was all capped off with that long, silky black hair that stretched all the way down to her waist. Lots more purple. She was Girl B, the one who had been so rudely probed me in the corridors after school one day, asking me who I was. Got to think of it, why was she glaring at me? Thinking maybe it wasn't me she was looking at, I turned around. Usually when something like this happened, more often than not, they were just looking at someone who happened to be behind me. But that wasn't the case here. The one she was glaring at, her gaze filled with intense hostility, had to be me. I froze. I knew now what it felt like to be someone's prey.
Glaring back was out of the question. I was always terrible at looking people in the eye, so I couldn't help but stare down at the pavement. I should have run. Normally I go home by taking a left at Scramble Crossing, where she was standing, and then I would end up next to Book Fat. A funny name for a store. But today I headed for the station instead. There were a lot of people there, but I'd rather that than deal with some scary 3D girl harassing me. Hell, she might even try to mug me. Or maybe she was only feigning being alone, and she actually had several DQNs lurking nearby, waiting for her to lure me in so they could beat the shit out of me. To be honest, they probably one-shot me. Of course, that's something you have to explain. Something that's clearly fucking self-explanatory. You feel like you gotta explain that. Jeez. Like I'd fall for that. I swiveled to the right, only to be caught completely off guard. Ooh. Ooh, she's searching for him. Somehow the girl was right in front of me. Flustered, I turned back to look at Scramble Crossing. She was no longer there. I looked in front of me once again. The girl with the sword was still glaring at me just as she had before. What the hell? When did she get around me? He usually uses DQN to mean like normies, I think is what basically he means when he says that. Legs could only move so fast. That was practically teleportation. And besides, how could she have predicted that I'd turn around in the first place?
Oi.
Let's say. Hey, you. Her voice reached my ears with extreme clarity. I frantically look around me. I want to think she was talking to someone else, even though I already knew full well who she was talking to. I searched for anyone else that she could be directing that "hey you" toward. But obviously there was no one. Oh, I think I know what voice I can give her. I think I'll give her the British voice. A number of businessmen walking by glanced at Girl B inquisitively, only to realize she wasn't talking to them and walked away. Girl B, who had been standing there imposingly the entire time, took a sudden step towards me. That was all the confirmation I needed. Girl B had been targeting me after all. Oh boy. I'm talking to you. Do you see it? Rude as ever. In my 17 years of life, I could probably count the number of times the girl had talked to me like this on one hand. I guess if you're not counting your sister or your mother, and that, maybe. Who is that? Kiramiya Tsubaki. Wait, have we heard of this person before? And of course they have to define tsundere, of course, the most complicated and unknown term ever that hasn't even leaked out into non-anime fandom use. Of course. No one knows what a tsundere is. Well, I guess there were times when Kiramiya Tsubaki, aka Sunko, had talked to me like that, but it was in a tsundere kind of way. Granted, Sunko was just... Oh! oh. Granted, Sunko was just a 2D character from the Eroge Tell Me doll. Girl B kept getting closer and closer as the stupid thoughts raced through my head. Why does she feel so intimidating even though she's a girl, I wondered. Hey! But the reasons were simple. The sharp look in her eyes, and the gigantic sword she was carrying. For a sword, it had a fairly unique shape. It looked like a halo sword. It was the kind of thing that operated on anime logic.
It had not some design, but if actually used in real life, it'd be completely unusable. Had to be from some mecha anime. Really? It looks too fantasy-like to be from mecha anime. Like you'd see more like text style stuff on it. Have there been any mecha anime that started airing recently? Gundam 00 had just started, Takumi. It's a pretty good series. You should watch it. Even though I knew it was a prop for some random anime cosplay, it still looked incredibly sharp and solid. Like if you ever so much as touched it, it would slice your fingers clean off. What a strange sword.
見えるのかと聞いている。
I asked if you could see it. Grelby had already cut the distance between us by 2 meters. If she swung her sword, it would hit me. Yeah, I agree, Saya. It looks more like a fantasy sword to me. Flustered, I took a step back, but it was too late. Grelby closed the difference further and further. Ooh, did she slash him? Oh my god. She'd actually swung the sword! Oh wow, this is interesting. Should I have a delusion here or not? Because I think delusions have to do with his, like, whatever his power is. Because, you know, we can see, you know, this phrase is the delusions change reality. Now, I don't think these girls are the ones murdering people, because all these stuff that's been happening, these murders, don't look like they've been caused by swords or like bows or any kind of, yeah. Let's see, should I do the delusion or not? Positivity. Ah! Cowering on the spot, I covered my head. If I hadn't dodged it, it would have hit my head for sure. I doubted it would have cut me, but with that kind of force behind it, it would have given me a concussion and permanently dented my skull. I hated pain. What the hell are you doing? I was so shaken that my speech got all messed up. Do. Happy times. Grelby looked down at me coldly. Man, she was really close. Her bare legs were right in front of me, and at this angle, I could almost see up her skirt.
やはり見えるのか。
Oh god! You can see it, can't you?
すいません。見てないです。
I'm sorry, I didn't see anything. I frantically lowered my gaze. I knew for a fact she was going to accuse me of looking at her panties. But I didn't see them, I swear. I almost saw them, but I didn't. Really. Besides, 3D panties didn't get me off anyway. The only panties I've fabbed to are either 2D or related to figures. Snap to... Oh, it's snapping out of a delusion. Interesting. That was a... Oh, no, it's a delusion. It's all wavy. You're lying. You had to have seen.
さっきからチラチラ見てただろ。
You've been glancing over and over for a while now.
本当に見てない。
I didn't. I swear. Is this voice okay for her? And then for some reason I couldn't comprehend, Grelby slipped off. Oh god! Off one of her shoes, and then she had to take off one of her knee socks. In the middle of this, the area under her skirt then did become visible yet again, leaving me at a loss for where to look. I tried to find an opening to escape, but Grelby refused to take her eyes off me as she continued removing her sock. I hope he's not mind controlling these girls. Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh my god, this is somebody's fetish right here. Oh my god. The now barefoot girl assumed an imposing stance, curving her lips in a scornful manner. Oh god! This is definitely someone's fetish.
白状させて。
I'll make you confess. Okay, yeah, good. I'm glad I chose that kind of voice for her then. Ah! Suddenly, Girl B's warm bare foot stepped directly on my crotch. The sudden humiliation rendered me hopelessly embarrassed.
ほらどうだ
Oh my god, wow. Oh god. There we go. How does that feel? Up and down.
やめ
Wait, the people walking around didn't even look at us. Why couldn't there be at least one person who came to my rescue? What a cold society we lived in.
だんだん大きく
Oh god! It's getting bigger and bigger. Ugh! Having this happen to me and right smack in the middle of the center guy, it was mortifying, but I was enjoying it. Oh god, that's... Ah, stop! Back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity.
答えろ見えるんだ
Answer me. You see it, don't you?
ディソード
The die sword. Huh? The die sword. Oh, interesting. That's what they're called. When I came back to myself, I couldn't immediately grasp what was going on, leaving me to be blankly stare up at Girl B. She was still wearing her shoes and she wasn't stepping on my crotch or anything. Ooh, what the? Had that been a delusion? So she wasn't trying to accuse me of seeing her panties. Well, it's D.I. At any rate, a die sword? The hell was that? First time I ever heard that word. Girl B had said it was a sword, and whoever she was carrying was definitely shaped like a sword, but why was she asking me if I could see it? I'll have you know, Void Dweller, that my shoe size is much smaller than that. Huh. I decided to just nod. Oh, it's pronounced D. Okay. Okay, thanks, Olga. I mean, I could obviously see it. There would be something wrong with me if I couldn't. Oh, normal people can't see them. I see. That's interesting. Lugging around a sword that large and conspicuous. And in center guy, no less. So it looks like she just, like, asking him for, like, a fist bump to everyone else. I'd be willing to accept it if it was a Kiba. But in Shibuya, of all places.
そうか
I see.
お前も集められたんだ
So you too had been gathered. Oh, yep. Trying to get for a stand battle here. Some kind of crazy magical confluence of Holy Grail War type things going on. Gathered? Who? And by who? At the very least, I was definitely here voluntarily.
エラーを見たことがあるか
Have you seen an error before? In Japanese, please. Oh, come on, it's clear what that means. It was what I wanted to say, but unsurprisingly, I wasn't brave enough. Then again, if I said the wrong thing, she'd probably stab me, so... Regardless, this chick had been sprouting nothing but nonsense ever since she'd first opened her mouth.
見たら教えろ
Tell me if you see one. After she said that, Girl B turned around. Her skirt fluttered in the breeze, and I could almost see her panties. Hurriedly shut my eyes.
私は3年の青い瀬
I'm always Senna, a third year.
名駅前の電車にいる
You'll find me on the train in front of the station. I opened my eyes. Maybe she's gonna actually give an explanation for all this? Is she gonna explain the premise? The girl calling herself Senna had vanished. Senna... Is she gonna say, yippee? Okay. I was completely stunned. And it wasn't until I arrived back at my base that I realized I hadn't understood a single goddamn word she'd said. Huh. Despite everything going on, I had to go to school 3 times a week. This week, somebody kill me. A mysterious screech resounded from far away. The sudden nature of it made me jump. When I slowly looked in the direction it came from... Ah, shit. That's right, she's the girl with the gall. Ironically, one of the few characters that didn't have a British accent in that game. Big bro! Nanami rushed toward me with staggering speed. I tried to run away, but it was too late. She already circled around me and blocked my path. She always did have amazing reflexes. Hey! Why'd you try and run away when you saw me? Ugh. Maybe because you're incredibly annoying. Oh, yes, I love that face. Jeez, you're always so quick to clam up like that. Damn it. Why'd you decide to go to Suime of all places? That decision had done nothing but cause me endless pain and suffering. Hello, Nagitona. Welcome to the stream. Whenever she ran into me on the way to school, she always stuck her nose in my business without fail. Hey, how do you like your new phone? Are you using it? Let me guess. Probably not, right? It's been days and days since we bought it. But you haven't called home a single time. That's how I know. Doing my best to break free, I started speed walking. But Nanami was determined to keep up. You could at least call home and let us know you're alive, you know? That's why we bought it in the first place. And if you can't bear to do that for whatever reason, you can just call me. Because Mom's worried about you. Have you been eating right? Why'd I even ask? You're probably just been surviving off nothing but stuff in the convenience store. I knew you'd be helpless living on your own. Just come back home, you butt. Do you have any idea how I feel whenever I come to check up on you? I'm always so worried about you. I just can't help it. Shut the fuck up! Oh, come on. No, she's your sister, which is also your family, dude. What the hell's your problem? Are you my mom or something? stop talking about shit like this when we're on the side of the road. It's humiliating. I hadn't been feeling like shit yet. This bitch somehow managed to come along and make me feel even worse. There was nothing on this earth more embarrassing than walking to school with your younger sister. The situation came about quite often in NoaH. Hell, I'd even always longed for it to happen to me. But Nanami was nothing compared to 2D little sisters. Less than nothing. That's not true, Void Dweller. He chose to live in that box. I don't know if you missed that part, but he actually chose to live in that box. He wanted to get away from home. Damn it, world. Give me a cuter younger sister. Slightly tense atmosphere hung in the air between us as we walked side by side towards school. I looked at Nanami to see if there was any chance of escape before we reached the gate. Even though she'd been yammering on and on just a bit ago, she had fallen completely silent. Now walking with an absent-minded look on her face. Even looked like her eyes weren't really focused on the road, but that was probably just my imagination. Her footsteps were unsteady. Something must be wrong with her, I suspected. She kept on swaying back and forth, and about a moment later... Oh no! Oh god! She stumbled around on the road, right as the car came racing toward her. Hey, watch out! Panicking, I grabbed Nanami's arm and yanked her back. Horn of a car blared as it sped by. She just barely avoided getting run over. What the hell are you doing, dumbass? What happened? Did you have a delusion as well? Man, your eyes are so far apart, Nanami. It makes you look like you have a derp face right there. Huh? Huh? Nanami blinked a few times and tilted her head to the side. Why did I do that? Huh? I was at a loss for words. She was an honest-to-God fucking idiot. She didn't even understand her own actions. As for the record, that wasn't Moe, not even close. Seriously, what were you doing? Are you trying to get run over? What's going on? Was there a car? Yes, there was a car! What was up with this little fucking tits of a sister? Hey, Big Bro? That whirring sound just now. Didn't you hear it? What was she talking about? I hadn't heard jack shit. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Sounds like something happened to her. Yeah, it feels like, is it mind control or something? Yeah. When I heard that sound, my head went all fuzzy for some reason. And over there... Nanami pointed at the corner of the road. I saw Mom and Dad. They were calling me. When I looked to where Nanami was pointing, I didn't see our parents. Instead, I saw a creepy man standing in that exact spot. He wore a plaid shirt, fingerless gloves, jeans rolled up at the bottom, and white sneakers. He had a rucksack on his back that was filled to bursting. Looked like an otaku book straight out of Akihabara. Capping off his outfit, he was holding a video camera in one hand. Did he have a voyeur fetish or some shit? Hey, Don't point at strangers. God, what a rude-ass sister. Besides, it makes no sense for our parents to be here in the first place. They live in Shimokitazawa, after all.
おかしいな。確かに呼ばれたのに。
That's so weird. I know I heard my name. The man started looking our way, and he pointed the camera lens at us. Ooh. What the hell was wrong with him?
行くぞ、ナナミ。
Ooh, I wonder if he's like a member of the Men in Black in disguise. Let's go, Nanami. Frightened, I quickly ran from the scene, leaving Nanami behind.
あ、お兄、ちょっと待ってよ。
Hey, bro, wait for me! I continued to ignore Nanami until we got to school, upon which I ditched her to walk down the noisiest ever hallway towards my classroom. When walking down the hallway, stay along the edge. Don't walk too fast or too slow. Don't make eye contact with anyone. Those are the 3 rules I always followed. That was how I didn't stand out in school. I transformed myself into an existence akin to air itself. That was my secret to success.
よ、タク。
Yo, Taku!
People like him definitely made it hard for it to actually work. Catching up to me from behind, Misumi-kun greeted me in his normal, overly friendly fashion by clapping a hand on my shoulder.
おいっす。
What's up?
Huh.
挨拶ぐらいしろって。ま、お前がそういうやつだってのは分かってるけどよ。
Come on, you gotta at least greet me back. Well, whatever, I already know you're not really that kind of guy.
なあ、この前 D 組の女子の話したよな。めったに学校来ねえけど、すげえ可愛い女子がいるって。
Hey, remember that chick I was talking about a couple weeks back? From Class D? You know, the super cute one that doesn't come to school that often?
Huh?
その子、岸本綾瀬って名前なんだけどよ。
Oh, yep, now we're hearing her real name for the first time outside of the opening.
Her name's Kishimoto Ayase.
実は、その岸本に関して、すげえ発見したんだ。
Anyway, I discovered something completely, absolutely insane about her.
Misumi-kun suddenly lowered his voice, then looked around us. It was going to be something vulgar, wasn't it? I was thinking that too, Emiya. Is he named Taku because he's an otaku? Yes, I was thinking that. When he said, yo, Taku. And wait a minute, it's like, yo, Taku, otaku. Is that why he's called Takumi? It's just going to be something vulgar, wasn't it? Already tired of his BS, I almost let out a sigh.
フェスいる。フェス。
So, you know Fess, right?
What he said made me bite it back.
その岸本ってのが、フェスなんだよ。
That Kishimoto chick? She is Fess!
俺マジビビったぜ。まさかフェスがうちの学校の生徒だなんてよ。
That really threw me for a loop. I can't believe Fess is a student at our school!
しかも、俺らとダメだってことだぜ。
And did you know she's in the same year as us, too?
For whatever reason, Misumi-kun leaned his upper body out the window, then gazed up toward the sky with a look of pure ecstasy.
運命ってきっと、こういうことを言うんだな。
This has to be that fate thing that everyone's talking about.
No, actually, that anime just aired. I can't imagine it ever becoming a gigantic franchise that'll totally be insanely complicated. This was the 3rd floor. If he was to slip, he'd fall to the ground and break his neck, ending his life just like that.
My anxiety suddenly climbed as I watched him. Misumi can lean further and further out the window before switching his gaze down toward the entrance beneath it. Yeah, that's dangerous, dude.
噂をすればなんとやらだタク。岸本を発見した。もうすぐここに来るぜ。
Oh shit, speak of the devil! Taku, I see Kishimoto. She'll be here any minute now.
Huh? With so many coincidences piling up one after the other, maybe it really was fate. Not that I cared.
よし、待ち構えてやる。
Alright.
俺のナンパ術ってのを見せてやるよ。
I'll be waiting to pounce on her here. I'll show you a thing or two about picking up chicks. Now watch me work.
He was brimming with self-confidence. Man, alpha males like him really were impressive. They had that term even back then. Interesting. Picking up girls and all, that was a completely different world for me. It wasn't even worth trying. She still looks pretty cool. I really dig her look. A few moments later, Kishimoto Ayase appeared. It was just like Misumi-kun said. She really was Fess. I'm sure that while observing her from a safe distance, I still couldn't believe she was in the same year as us. She was wearing a Suime uniform. A distinct aloofness came from her expression as she walked slowly down the hallway. It gave off a completely different expression than the one she'd had on stage. Back then, despite her apathetic tone, I'd felt a sense of power and liveliness emanating off of her. But now the aura she gave off felt listless and unapproachable. Ignoring this, likely deliberately, Misumi-kun strolled over to her with the same overly friendly attitude like he always had with me, then casually stopped right next to her.
Yo, Kishimoto-san. Oh, hiyo.
Yo, Kishimoto-san, good morning.
Whoa, his smile was so invigorating, despite being so obviously fake. I had no idea he was able to act like that around someone he barely knew. That's why we love him. That's why we admire him. Then again, I really didn't want to be him.
あ、俺Misumi大輔。よろしく。
Oh yeah, I'm Misumi Daisuke. Nice to finally meet ya.
おっと、初対面とか思ってるだろう。でも違うんだな、これが。
Oh, wait. That might make you think we haven't met before, right? But nope, not true.
Oh god, don't do that. Don't out her in the middle of the school.
俺さ、こないだファンタズム
Oh
に出てきたんだよ
god.
ね。だから君に会うのは二度目。
Come on, that's not a nice thing to say. She probably doesn't want her identity known.
So, I went to a Phantasm concert the other day, and you know what that means? It means it's our second time seeing each other.
Like you didn't even talk to her.
で、その時君の歌声にこうなんつうのビビってきちゃったんだ。
And I just want to say, your voice from back then, how do I put this? Give me the chills.
別に俺ミーハーとかじゃねえよ。惹かれたのはさ、詩とか君の可愛さとかそういうところもあるけど、でも何より一番すげえって思ったのはやっぱバンドとしての完成度っていうか。
And it's not like I'm the type of guy to fall to hurt, you know? Sure, I was taken in by your lyrics and how cute you are and stuff like that. What impressed me the most was how perfectly in sync you and your band were.
あの音あっての君の歌声っつうの
You know, like, how perfect their sound and your voice work together. You guys show me what real harmony's like.
ちなみに俺も実はバンドやりたいなって思っててさ。よかったらああいういいバンドメンバーを見つけるコツとかバンドの先輩としての心得みたいなものを教えてくんねえかな。
Fun fact about me, I've always wanted to start a band. So if it's cool with you, could you tell me how to find some bandmates or any other tips that you think I should know?
Come to school with a guitar. Then someone looking for a band will eventually just bump into you.
今すぐじゃ迷惑だろうから。そうだな。放課後とか暇？どっかで二人きりでじっくり話さない？
Oh, but that's kind of putting you on the spot, isn't it? So, maybe not. Oh, wait, I know. Are you free after school today? How about we go take some time to talk about it?
Misumi-kun just kept on talking and talking with no breaks. His tone was different than usual, and it was obviously fake. Not only that, but he wasn't hitting on her directly, instead using the band angle in order to invite her somewhere nonchalantly. I never heard this fun fact about Misumi-kun wanting to start a band before. Had to be a lie. He was willing to go that far in order to win some points. To force a flag rather than obtaining it naturally. Dude, where did this come from? Where did this come from, man? Jeez. Since when did she become a romance expert here? Takumi? But... Oh. Fess didn't even so much as look at him. Nice. She simply continued to walk down the hallway at the same pace, as if not a sound to reach her ears.
なあ、聞いてる？
Hey, are you listening?
Oh, yep, now she's gonna notice Takumi. Suddenly, Fess stopped her tracks. Her slightly lowered gaze slowly rose up, and then... she looked at me. Huh? Me? And to think of it, the same thing happened at the concert. Felt like Fess was staring directly at me. Just in general, I've been stared at by a whole bunch of freaky 3D girls over the past couple of weeks. Almost like I've become the main character of a freaking eroge myself. God, what the hell was going on? Was it becoming popular now? Oop. Delusion time.
私好きな人がいるのよ。
There's already someone I like.
え？マジ？何？それって俺のこと？
Oh, really? Who is it? Could it be me?
そこの人。
The person over there.
そこ？
Over there? Over where? Who is she talking about? She wasn't pointing anywhere nor doing anything that would clue us in as to who she was referring to. She just kept looking at me and only me. Wait. Was the person she like me?
この前ライブに来てたわね。
You came to my concert the other night. Fess began to walk toward me, still refusing to avert her gaze. My surroundings began to buzz. Everyone was listening in on the unexpected confession of Shibuya's famous songstress, Fess.
いや、俺もライブに行って。
So I think there's been a mistake. I came to the concert to...
一目で悟ったわ。
From a single glance, I knew. It's gonna be about his powers, isn't it? Fess wasn't listening to a single thing Misumi-kun said. She grabbed my necktie with one hand and pulled me in close. Close enough that I could clearly feel her breath against my skin. This was not a distance you could maintain with someone you're close friends with. Nor was it one to be shared between family members. It was a distance, a closeness, reserved only for lovers.
君は 私の運命の人だ。
You are my companion chosen by fate. With never even a smile, Fess slowly brushed my cheek with her fingertips. The sheer seductiveness of the gesture shot chills down my spine. I was entranced. Fess had me. I couldn't take my eyes off of her.
決めたわ。
I've made my decision.
私、君の
I will.
お嫁さんになる。
Oh my god! Become your bride. Jeez Louise! Oh, this is of course his delusion. That declaration was so far removed from the normal aloofness and decadence that Fess always carried, and yet the sheer contrast between them proved unbearably cute. That's what I call cat moe. Everyone around us was so effectively throbbing with excitement upon hearing Fess's proposal to me. Misumi was so utterly mortified upon losing to me that he came crashing down to his knees, crestfallen.
僕の意見は無視。
Do I get a say in this? No.
嫌なの。
Do you not want me?
嫌じゃないです。
I don't not want you. I felt like I was being swept away by a river of temptation. If I got to marry a beautiful girl like her, I would win at life right then and there. And thus began the heart-pounding love story of me and Fess. Back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. Like that had ever happened. While I was over here drowning in my moronic delusions, Fess was murmuring something in a low voice, only up and disappear soon after.
自信なくすぜ。くそー。
You've lost your touch, Daisuke. Damn it.
Misumi was sulking, having been completely and utterly disregarded. Woo! Considering how she was able to deter an alpha male of his caliber like he was no lower than a spur on a boot of hers, to deter him like he was nothing more than a typical monsieur. Maybe the other team was what Fess preferred. A true Yuri connoisseur. Ah, like moi. Honestly, I could totally see it. She has the look. I could totally see it.
それはすごくいいスールです。
What? A what? Of course you're not fucking... And you don't identify that. Like in the fucking glossary. God. Man, she'd make a great sewer. Oh, come on. No, don't say that, Takumi. Especially if she was a lolly-type character like Nanami. That's stuff. Oh, come on. Don't say that.
あんな不愛想な女、もう二度と相手にしてやるもんかよ。
I won't even bother trying again with an antisocial bitch like her.
あー、うぜえ。
God damn it, this sucks ass.
だいたい何が剣を見つけろだ。わけわかんねえ。
Finding a sword. Oh, so she said something while he was having the delusion.
What was up with that fun and a sword shit anyway? Made no sense to me.
剣。
Sword?
ああ、岸本がそう言ってただろ。
Yeah, that was what Kishimoto was going on about. Weren't you listening?
剣を見つけろ。そうすれば救われるって。
Find a sword. If you do, you'll be granted salvation, or something like that.
Yep, it's some kind of big magical battle for survival, it looks like. Salvation?
なあ、タク。ファンタズムの歌にそんな歌詞でもあるのか？
Hey, Taku, are there any Phantasm songs with lyrics like that?
Ugh. A sword. Could that possibly be referring to the mic stand thing that she'd been using during the concert? Come to think of it, there had been another person a couple of days ago that interrogated me about a sword. That Senna girl. The one who was absolutely terrifying. I actually thought she was going to slice me in two, like in the opening credits. The sword she'd been carrying was a different shape than the one Fess had, but they had a similar aura to them. Could the two of them be connected somehow? I didn't know. There was way too much shit I didn't know. Shogun, the demon girl, Yua, Fess, Senna, swords. As was my old habit, I jotted down a list of all the things I didn't know enough about in my head. I meant to put myself as one final item on the list, but I decided against it. I was completely normal. It's the children who are wrong. Stuff was happening around me that wasn't. That was the most obvious conclusion. Was Fess my ally? Or my enemy? It'd be nice to know at least that much. Problem was, I didn't have the courage to ask her. Animate. Today I headed straight for Animate without stopping by a cafe. Ooh, I wonder if he's gonna run into Yua again picking up her pre-ordered figure. Okay, you guys, I think this is a good place to stop for today. Yeah, I am still shocked we have not met the pink-haired main girl yet. Like, seriously. Alright, so I've noticed each chapter seems to take three saves. Or 3 streams. So if there's 10 chapters, it should be about a 30 episode LP. Around that. Probably maybe a bit more. So, this will be continued on Thursday and more Ruina on Tuesday. So, until next time, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.